In Jamaica, and I just always had this attraction. Every time I saw Air Jamaica, that was just such a warming feeling. I was just fascinated with just seeing it and wondering how all that was possible. So I started looking into civilian flying, and the first time I think it was a Mooney at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University over in Daytona. They had an open house, and I got behind the controls of the aircraft with a flight instructor, and I think we just did like a lap in the pattern or something. And I just landed, and I was like, oh my, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I wasn't even, at the time, I don't even know if I was thinking airlines. I was just like, I'm good with that. Joined the Coast Guard really because of OBAP. I was a CFI working in and around the Opelika, North Perry area. And I found out about OBAP through just like a networking event I went to. And I met an American Airlines pilot by the name of Willie Parks, who became one of my first mentors, in aviation. So although he wasn't Coast Guard originally, he was Army, he introduced me to someone who was in the Coast Guard and someone who set me up with a tour. I immediately got drawn to that type of work, and that's what really solidified the Coast Guard for me, is knowing that every day I came to work, I could be partaking in some sort of mission. Working as a CFI, and I had applied to OCS, and when I got selected, I went through OCS, which is Officer Candidate School, and after OCS, you get selected for flight school, or you apply to flight school. I got selected, and I went to flight school straight from OCS. Flight school is challenging. Even though I was a civilian pilot before I joined the Coast Guard, it's still a different way of flying. There is, that tactical element also of what you're doing, not the traditional takeoff, transit. At altitude, you run through steep turns or stalls, spins if you're working on CFI, etc. There were a lot of other tactical maneuvers that you learn on the military side that kind of upped the game. You learned aerobatics. Swimming was also a challenge. You get to flight school, and in naval flight training, you have to swim a mile within 2 weeks of classing up in flight training. And for someone who just learned how to swim less than a year from showing up to flight school, that was a huge challenge for me. The challenges that you face on both the civilian side and the military side are just different, but I would say that there's challenges in both sides. When I joined the Coast Guard, I did not know how to swim. So that was one of the biggest challenges I had to face personally, is overcoming that fear. I remember going to the recruiter's office and the recruiter saying, wait a second, you want to join the Coast Guard and you don't know how to swim? It's the Coast Guard, right? We're all centered around the water, which was a privilege for sure to hold that title, of the first of anything, I would say. The challenge that comes along with that, I don't know if I was necessarily prepared for or ready to tackle. And really that was just feeling like an only for a long time. So we graduated our second Black female pilot, LaShonda Holmes, about 5 years after I graduated flight school. But during those first 5 years, I think being an only has a way of affecting your confidence sometimes, because when you're in those spaces and no one around you looks like you, you start to internalize that a little bit. I start wondering, well, okay, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I really supposed to be in this space? No one else here is looking like me. And I start to question that. So that's where my confidence, would start to kind of take a hit a little negatively. But I had to personally, push myself and overcome those feelings to make sure that I knew that the demographics of the people around me really shouldn't dictate how successful I was at something I really, really wanted to do. I know there are going to be many more to come. And I hope by the time, my daughter's turning 10 in a week, but by the time she's ready to go into the workforce and maybe even go into flying, she's going to look around and say there's not 1, 2, 3, or 10. My favorite aircraft to fly is C-130s, which is what I currently fly, just because it's such a versatile aircraft, as well as fear. You have to kind of weigh, both things. You want to be a pilot, or maybe specifically, say you want to be a Coast Guard pilot, in my case, and you're afraid to do something. For me, afraid to swim. I had to look at it with the perspective of which one do I want to dominate? Do I want the fear of swimming to dominate and be larger my desire to become a Coast Guard pilot? And for me specifically, I was like, no, I don't want my fear of swimming to be bigger or to dominate more than my fear of becoming a Coast Guard pilot. I want that Coast Guard pilot, and I want that Coast Guard pilot career over my fear of swimming. But the truth of the matter is, everything that has happened to this point has made me who I am right now, and I like that. Like, I like who I am right now, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my life. I'm at peace with where I am. But I had to go through all those things to get to this point. Aviation has been a dream come true for me. So if there's anybody that is struggling or just trying to figure out their way, just keep chipping away at it. It's a process. And as long as you keep going in a direction that you feel drawn towards going, you will get to that end result. So
Time now for StoryCorps' Military Voices Initiative. Today, a conversation between the first black female pilot in the United States Coast Guard and the second. Commander Janine Menzie became a pilot in the Coast Guard in 2005. She felt out of place until Lieutenant Commander LaShonda Holmes came along.
What did that mean to be the first?
It was so long that I'd been in the Coast Guard already, being the only black female. I wanted a partner. I wanted somebody else there. So when I met you, I saw myself.
You were so welcoming. I just was hanging on your every word. And I thought, she looks like me. She's got lips like me. And she's flying the biggest aircraft we have in the Coast Guard.
I'm curious what you remember about when I took you flying for the first time.
I was a little scared because when you look in a cockpit, all the switches and the buttons and levers, it's overwhelming.
I remember your face looked like sheer terror. Once you were at the controls for a little bit, you start to relax and you had the biggest smile on your face. It was just beautiful for me to see. So fast forward 2 years and you are on stage about to graduate from flight school. I could not contain my emotion.
We walk up and we were just looking at each other, holding hands.
I wanted to make some sort of gesture to say that we're all gonna be there for each other. All the other black and brown girls that were gonna be coming up behind us. And immediately I thought the best way to do that was you were going to have my wings.
And as you were putting the wings on my chest, I felt like I was Wonder Woman. I was so proud. I was proud to be a woman. I was proud to be Black. I was proud to know you.
I wanted you to get there as much as you wanted to get there because I wanted you with me.
You changed my mind about what's possible. So I felt I owed it to you, and I owed it to myself.
Coast Guard pilots LaShonda Holmes and Janine Menzie. Since LaShonda's graduation from flight school, the number of Black female pilots in the Coast Guard has grown to 6, with more waiting, well, if you please, waiting in the wings.
Once again, clean strike. I gotta say, this is dope, man. You know, I know there's separate branches, but my mom was in the Air Force, my dad was in the Air Force. I have family that has, and it still remains in the military branches before I was born. So first off, I gotta salute that. Personally, you know, I gotta salute that. On top of that, I think about the impact that this will have on a young Black child's mind, especially a woman, young girl, to see, you know, mother figures, aunties, in positions, opening doors for them. You know what I'm saying? That deals with the self-esteem, the self-perspective, the self-love, you know, the determination to be great, the idea and concept and understanding that as a young Black woman, young Black girl, I am great. You know, that's the way I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the purpose for me doing these videos is to showcase our greatness, because it doesn't get promoted or propagated. It doesn't get the salute, the public salute, the public knowledge that it deserves. You know what I'm saying? We're being fed certain things through media, and right now a lot of it is negative. A lot of it is negative. And most of it doesn't showcase Black greatness and Black excellence, Black achievements, Black enterprise, you know, these type of things. That's for damn sure. So that's the reason I do these, you know. This is opening doors for many young Black girls. This is opening doors in different military branches, hopefully. You know, this is showing the young Black youth that, hey, if I take this path in life, my elders have already kicked in the doors. So all I gotta do is be on point. Let me start being on point from a young age. This is what it's doing. That's the trickle down, the domino effect that these type of videos, the things that I showcase, this in particular, this is what it does. So I gotta shout out to the Black Queen. Another one. Y'all strike again. You see what I'm saying? I think it's dope. 2 queens coming together, showing love and support with each other, not looking at each other like competition now. You know how we do, Black family. You know how we do. Oh, you think you good as me? Let me shit on you. You know how we do. So I love to see the unity. I love the perspectives that the Queen gave. You know what I'm saying? I just think this was a dope one, man. With that, I'm gonna keep it short and brief. I'll let the Queen speak. I'll let the audio play. Y'all got to get a better perspective of where she coming from, what she went through, her little story and shit. You know, this is just my opinion and my twist on it. This is how I felt about coming to realize that these 2 queens had done something so dope. I can't wait to see the trickle down effect. I can't wait to see what other doors open up because of these type of things happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just something we can always be proud of. These videos are something that we can be proud of, you know? We get bashed as a community of people, and this is history, this is present, this is now. We get the negative stereotypes, we get the negative spotlights a lot of the times. And if it's not, it's some celebrity chucking and jiving and doing dumb shit, and that's the credit that we get. And we gotta remember that media, propaganda and promotion and demonstration is a global perspective. So the negative stereotypes, the negative spotlights that we get goes public, global. So now the world a majority of the world may have a misconception of us because of what the media of this landmass showcases us as. You know what I'm saying? So my job, I take it upon myself. It's not specifically, the burden is not specifically just on me, but I take it to where I'm going to be the one who opposes, shows, and proves that these stereotypes and these negative spotlights are a bunch of bullshit. So let me showcase how dope we really are. And from the minute to the major, I'm going to showcase it all. All of it's major to me. So guys, I hope you appreciate this video. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. You know how it is.